So, as you may know, I've been following a bigfoot over by my garage, tracking him, and I found some prints. I was getting a lot of tree knocks. There's a dog toy that it left on the path the one day, and I would shove it up in the tree so that a squirrel couldn't get it out of there or anything, and it would come out of there and be back on the path. And before summer they started putting up windmills at the top of the mountain, and since they started on that, I haven't really found much. At the very end of winter, the last snow, I found a couple what seemed like footprints to me. It's hard to say. The snow was melting. It could have been a person, and then the way that the snow melted, it made it look bigger than it was. But I did find a bunch of pretty big footprints, and it's all since kind of just, it doesn't happen anymore. I've seen a lot of deer and stuff still, a lot of birds, but nothing bigfooty, and I used to get the tree knocks. They would, the one day something like literally threw a tree at me. It was like intentional. As soon as I got up close to where it was, I couldn't see, but I knew something was there, and a tree just like comes out of the fucking woods and slams down. It was quite intense. I screamed like a little girl and ran off. Then a few weeks, maybe even months later, I was more up towards the top of the mountain, and I think there's a fox down here. So I was up towards the top of the mountain. Yeah, I see some bopping around. Towards the top of the mountain, and there's a big turn in the main trail around the kind of like the valley there. It's like a big bowl. And so I've had other people tell me they had been seeing some big thing up there. And I'm like what? And they're like, oh, I don't know. It was a bear. I think it was a bear. And so I get up over there, and right before I'm into the curve, I just start hearing like trees like falling over, branches breaking. Very intentional, not like the wind was blowing. It was whatever was in there was making a huge ruckus. Like, I don't know if it was trying to scare me. I don't know. I mean, the only thing we kind of came up with is maybe if bears were trying to climb up in the trees to get something or whatever they do in the trees, and the branches were breaking off. But it just doesn't make sense to me. So, anyways, fast forward to a week or two ago. I haven't really been up there much. I kind of gave up on it. There was some other things happened, so I just haven't been up there in a couple weeks. But I just wasn't getting anything from the Bigfoot thing. I was putting the toy back up in the tree, and it hasn't moved in months. I haven't gotten any tree knocks since they started putting the windmills up. And again, fast forward to a few days ago, last week. My dad works at the pawn shop, and he's telling me that people are coming in and telling him across town there have been two sightings, two Bigfoot sightings, let me rephrase this, two different people that don't even know each other have given him the same general area and said they've been seeing Bigfoot. The one guy said he's seen this thing, had to duck under a downed tree to get under the downed tree, and the tree was like 8 foot tall. He said his daughter saw it right there in the same spot, and she just started screaming and ran in the house and told him about it. Another guy just keeps telling my dad that he's just been seeing them. You know, it's not really a story. He's like, I know it, dude. It was Bigfoot. It's walking upright. Which I've seen bears. I've had bears in my yard where I used to live, and they would walk around upright. So it's always, it's always possible. But they usually, I mean, I literally had the bears charge at me. They go down on all four and charge at you. To more or less just try and scare you. And then they'll just like zoom, run right past you. But they don't usually try to scare you off. They don't usually move quickly while they're standing up. They will stand up and walk around, but it's not how they move fast. They're like big dogs. But so this spot where they've been seeing them is about 2 miles, maybe 3 miles east, like due east from where I've been seeing them. And there is a clear, almost clear path of just woods. They'd have to cross a couple of streets, but if they're moving in the dead of night, even if somebody saw them, they would most likely just assume it was a bear. Could easily get to this other spot where it's kind of just untouched nature over there. It's a huge plot of land on the mountain with a stream around the bottom of it. And then if you were to keep going east, it goes into like a nature preserve, and it's just like thousands of acres over there. So I'm kind of wondering if they're just heading that direction where, it's just woods. So I've got an idea where my Bigfoot friend may have gone, and I think I need to get out there and check it out. Just wanted to do a quick video about it today. Try out my dad's new lens. But yeah, so even if I go back further, like into the 90s, there were sightings on this hill, just on the other side of this hill in the woods. And it's not a very big stretch of woods, but there's a lot of animals down there, a lot of deer. There's houses, a neighborhood down in the valley, but people are feeding the deer. There's a lot of things that could be eaten, and it gives them easy access to get down to the river and over to the next big mountain, where it's like a 12-mile stretch. But from this mountain, if you head west like a mile due west, you're on the hill where I've been seeing them. And it would kind of make sense, you know, if they're trying to avoid like construction and stuff, that they had moved from this hill to that hill, because that hill over there is a much larger forest area. But now that they're putting those windmills at the top, they've been doing construction up there and loud noises, you know, they would know they need to move. So they could have cut right back through this hill to get over to where people are seeing them again on the other side of town. And it's not even that far. And being a small area, I almost wonder if, you know, they know that there aren't as many people there looking for them, where if they were just out in the huge forest, you know, a lot of people are going to like the nature preserves and whatever to go look for animals. So I just kind of wonder, you know, maybe they headed east from my hill over to try and find a little bit of safety and get away from the people, even though it's a little smaller spot that they're being seen in. That maybe it's just a good spot, you know, because people aren't there. It's hard, it would be hard to get up on that hill without trespassing through somebody's yard. So you've got, you know, kind of a enclosed area where the only people that can be there are the people that own the houses, and most of them are just like families with a house. So I don't know, I think I got to get over there, check it out, find a way onto that land, maybe wear a mask so I don't get trespassed. I don't know, might have to get over there, maybe go at night, take night vision. I think I would like to get out there during the day, just so I know what the terrain's like, get a better feel for it. I don't know, I'll have to see. I gotta plot this out, see how I'm gonna do it. The next time I've got a chance here in the next few days, hopefully it's not raining. So that's all we've been doing is getting a ton of rain. All right, I'm out.